Good day, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Friends of the Forest. My name is Dale Mangold, and this week we come to you from the land down under. Yes, from Australia, a little outside of the Sydney, Australia area. And our guest today is MIK's Reaction. So we'll have Mick on a little later on in this episode, but first let's take care of some of the business end of things. Friends of the Forest is every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when new episodes air on our YouTube channel. If you want to be on the show as a guest, if you are an artist, a band, entertainer, anywhere in the world, drop us an email at Forrest Of FangHorn PGH at gmail.com, and we'll email you everything that there is to know about being on the episode. It's very easy to coordinate. We do everything virtually. Just watch some of the past episodes and you'll kind of get the idea there. But if you are in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, you can arrange to film your episode right here in Treebeard Studio. Yes, do it live here. We've done Jeremy Kaywood. We have Tommy Caldwell coming up next week, actually. He recorded his episode right here in the studio, and he actually performed as well as Jeremy. He performed live. He performed a song live, too, so we also have that opportunity for you. So shoot us that email, and we'll let you know how we can coordinate your episode. And if you're a fan, okay, and you have a favorite artist, band, or entertainer that you'd like to have us interview, if you want to see them on our show, email us too, and everything's going to be in the description below, and we'll do our best to reach out to those people as well. So Friends of the Forest, every Sunday, hit that subscribe button so you will know when each and every episode comes out. Give us a like, thumbs up, and hit the bell notification, all that kind of stuff, because for the most part, every episode of Friends of the Forest we do as a world premiere, so you can join us when it initially airs, and you can join our live chat when that happens too. So, all right, I think we got everything out of the way, so let's dive into this next episode. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are excited to have MIK's Reaction on this show tonight. He comes from a little bit outside of Sydney, Australia. Very cool. And if you wonder, well, how did we meet? Mick and I, we met through New Artist Spotlight. The New Artist Spotlight is a worldwide organization, free group of independent musicians, independent artists all over the world, every type of genre, from electronic dance music to rock and roll to funk to classical, blues, rock, you name it. You can find out more about New Artist Spotlight. I'll put their website in the description below. It's absolutely free. We just support each other. You can do various collaborations. It's just a nice group of independent artists, like I said, all around the world that help support each other, support each other's music, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's how Mick and I met. So without further ado, let's bring on our guest this week. MIK's Reaction, hello, and welcome to the Forest.
Hi, Dale. Thanks for having me on. You sexy thing, you.
All right. You have been around the music business quite a while. How about, before we dive into your music background, how about your own personal background, where you're from? And I mean, we know you're from Australia, obviously, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I think it's best that I answer all the questions in musical context. So here we go. No, I'm not going to do that. That would be silly. I'm Mick from MIK's Reaction. I live on the central coast of New South Wales of Australia, which is about an hour and a half north of Sydney on the east coast. Beautiful little place. Grew up in Sydney. When I got a bit older, Sydney became a bit too crowded for me, so moved up north where everyone goes to die. I mean retire. So mixed reaction is just me. So I play all the instruments, sing, can't afford to pay a band, so I do that, but I really like playing all the instruments, especially guitar and drums. I really get into playing the drums. I've only got an electronic kit, but that's probably best for me because I don't know how to mic up a proper drum kit. So yeah, with an electronic kit, it's all together, just plug it in once, and then I can muck around with stuff and look for that perfect snare sound like everyone wants.
That's very interesting. More anything more that you want to expand on about your background before we get into the music end of things?
I grew up singing. My parents had some good taste in music, and they had some records, which I would always just sing along with. Cat Stevens, J.J. Cale, Simon and Garfunkel, a wide range of different stuff, and I just always loved putting a record on, especially with like Cat Stevens, because he had all the lyrics on the back of his album, and I'd sit there and just sing the whole album through, and yeah, I just loved doing that. And when I was about 12, I was in a music class, and the teacher told us to write a song, which I'd never done before. In fact, I'd never even considered writing a song myself, and that was awful, that song, but it got me thinking, I can write my own music, and that's even adds more to the enjoyment. So I kept writing stuff. Hopefully, gradually it got better. The first songs were about what 12-year-old boys think about, like being in love with a lady, breaking up with a lady. None of these things I'd actually done, but that's what you write about. That's what I hear on the radio, so started writing about stuff like that. Later on, I started branching out into songs about other things. Don't get me wrong, I love a good love song, but I also like to write about all sorts of different things. So I've written protest songs about wars, and I've written protest songs about how Indigenous people of Australia have been treated. And then I write comedy songs about people coming to my door and trying to sell me stuff.
Doing my background on you, you have a very interesting way that you release your singles, or I shouldn't say just singles, but you tend to lean towards singles versus putting out albums. How about going into that a little bit?
Yeah, well, I started releasing music nearly 3 years ago now, and I've got quite a lot of songs that I've written over the years because I started writing when I was 12. So I want to get out as much as I can. So I've started to release songs as double singles. Some of the older folks out there might remember the 45 single records. They were just small ones instead of the LPs. And they sometimes they'd have an A and a B side, and sometimes they'd have a double A, so it'd be a double single, right? That makes sense? Doesn't matter. I'm releasing 2 songs at once. So I've been doing that a bit to get the songs out because I just want my music out there, and I don't want to release a whole album of this stuff. I want to just kind of get it out as I can. So,
All right, we have I Love Sydney Girls and The Easy Way Out are two of your current singles now. Let's chat about that.
on the 13th of May, which has either just been or is coming up somewhere, I've released two songs, I Love Sydney Girls and The Easy Way Out. I Love Sydney Girls, I believe, is going to be the one that we highlight today. That one I wrote late 80s, maybe early 90s, when I would be going out to party in Sydney all the time, especially at a place called The Rocks, which is kind of where all the bands play in Sydney and in Sydney town itself. And it used to be just like a big party strip. I don't know what it's like now, I haven't been there for years, but the song is kind of about going down to Sydney and having a great night out, and this is when I might have been more open to looking at Sydney girls. Not now, because me and Mrs. Reaction, we've been together for 28 years, and she's a lovely lady. Right, so I Love Sydney Girls is a bit of a rock song, and it's all about coming to Sydney and seeing the beautiful lights and stuff like that.
Watching one of your videos, I did notice that you use Google Earth, or in that particular video, you use some shots using Google Earth. What's your reasoning behind that? It's kind of cool, actually.
Ed of New Artist Spotlight put us onto a new thing that Google Earth was doing. So I made a film clip for this too, which is a lot of, you see a picture of the Earth and you zoom in on Sydney and over the harbour and all different places around Sydney and that. So I thought I'd get that out there before it becomes commonplace that people start using that. But it's a good tool to use, and you can do the moon, you can do Mars at the moment, but Mars looks like this, just rocks. So it doesn't look like anything other than a desert. But Earth looks good.
All right, let's just let our fans hear a little bit of The Easy Way Out. The Easy Way Out, mixed reaction. That really has a cool vibe going on. I really dig that. And I will put a link not only to that song, but to all of Mixed Reaction's social media sites in the description below, so you can check out that song, I Love Sydney Girls, and everything else in Mixed Reaction's catalog. I just want to let everyone know, a little plug, when this airs, this episode is airing May 12th, 2024. This coming Friday and Saturday, May 17th and May 18th, if you are in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, specifically the Millvale, Pennsylvania area, which is a stone's throw from the city of Pittsburgh. The Millvale Music Festival will be happening Friday the 17th and Saturday the 18th. It's an eclectic mix of all kinds of live music, artwork, visual arts, stand-up comedy, poetry. We have some youth stages going on. It's over 300 acts, everything from rock and roll to country to singer-songwriter to hip-hop to metal, heavy metal to funk and jazz stuff, you name it. There's some youth stages. There's over 30 stages, and Forrest Of FangHorn will be making our live debut on Saturday, May 18th at 2 p.m. at the Purple Onion stage. So there's a Millvale Music Festival app you can download on your Android or iPhone, and you can see all the acts. You can schedule everything there. So shameless plug, everybody, because anyone watching this episode right now, this week, it's a perfect time. Forrest Of FangHorn, if you dig our stuff, we're an eclectic mix of funk, jazz, rock, hip-hop, and R&B music. We just released our debut album this past January. There's over 20-some special guests and vocalists on each and every track, and we're going to be making our live debut at the Millvale Music Festival. Check us out. See, you have a couple nice guitars. You want to talk about some of your guitars and what you use to record your music with?
I don't know. As far as instruments go, I'm not a big nerd on you should use a Stratocaster or different types of guitar or whatever. People will argue the point on this, but I think there are so many effects and pedals and all that sort of thing that your guitar kind of, it could be anything. Like, look at this. This is what I've got. This is an Ashton electric guitar, which most of you have never heard of. I think it was made in Australia. Don't worry, I'm not going to play it. I bought this at a pawn shop for 95 bucks. Talked the guy down from 99. Hey, well done. And it does the job. It's not great. Goes out of tune quite a bit. But I plug it in and put some effects on it, and I get what I want out of it. Having said that, this little beauty, I think in an acoustic guitar, then you do want something which is got good tone, is going to give you great sound, has good action, all that kind of stuff. Taka Mini guitars are beautiful, beautiful acoustic guitars. I bought this in the 90s, and as soon as I picked it up in the shop and played it, I just went, wow, that's got a really deep tone, and I love the way that it sounds. Because I've got a deep voice, I think that it suits my kind of singing.
And I also understand that you really don't do live performances very much, if at all, anymore. You pretty much stick to recording, writing, and releasing your music for everyone to enjoy. Any reason behind that?
No, I haven't played live since the 90s, but I used to love playing live. There's nothing better than when you are playing a song that you've written with your band and the crowd is just getting into it and loving it. It's the best feeling in the world. You know, it's something you've created, and all these people are just getting down, having a great time to it. These days I don't perform live. There's a few reasons for that. One is I'd rather be at home. I'm not a person who wants to go out and party anymore and do all that sort of stuff. I'd rather stay home and make music, or watch TV or whatever. That's the main thing. But also, I've never been good at remembering lyrics and chords and stuff. And so I always, if I had to play and sing at the same time, then it was never going to be as good as I wanted it to be, because I'd be thinking about the chords and I'd be thinking about what I've got to sing and all that kind of stuff. So not really good. I also have I don't know, a sinus problem or something, and it causes me to get a sore throat singing almost straight away, and after 20 minutes I got no voice at all, so that makes it extremely difficult.
Friends of the Forest, just a quick reminder, we have some upcoming guests. Next week is Tommy Hyde. His episode was recorded right here in Treebeard Studio. And then we have another new artist spotlight member after that, Van Darth. And we have Ryan Caldwell. And then in June, we have, in no particular order, we have Rebel Matic from Brooklyn, New York. We have The Key of F. We have Eleanor Collides and Dream the Heavy, just to name a few. So make sure that you, once again, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification and the thumbs up and all that stuff. That helps out our channel a lot. We just surpassed 500 subscribers. You know, that may not seem like a lot to some people, but this is a brand new channel, and I really appreciate that and thank each and every one of you for subscribing. But, you know, just like a lot of YouTube channels, most of the people that watch don't subscribe or aren't subscribers. So please just take a second and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out and helps us bring even more content to you. So anyways, mark your calendars, check out all those other episodes coming up, and let's get back talking to Mixed Reaction. How about some of your social medias? Where can people find you? I know you're in Australia, a little north of Sydney, I believe you mentioned. Where can everyone else in the world catch your stuff?
Yeah, mate, all my socials are Mixed Reaction, MIK '(S) if you Google it, or MIKSREACTION, Mixed Reaction on Instagram, Twitter X.
All right, Mixed Reaction, everybody. Thank you so much for being on the show. It's a real pleasure to finally meet you, if not in person, but virtually. You know, it's the next best thing. Mixed Reaction, everybody. Go check out his music. It's very cool and eclectic stuff. Very fun music. It gives you, or at least it gives me, a really fun, enjoyable feeling when I listen to your music. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Dale. This is good. Good having a chat to you. Nice to see your face. And look forward to chatting to you again sometime. Thanks, mate.
All right, that about wraps up another episode of Friends of the Forest, everyone. My name is Dale Mangold. Thank you for tuning in. We have Tommy Caldwell next week. New episodes air each and every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what time of the year. You know, it's basically based out of, you know, like Eastern Time out of New York City. So make sure that you keep that in mind, because I know you folks in Australia watching this, you're actually, 14 hours ahead of us here in the U.S. here on the East Coast. So, but anyways, I really appreciate everyone tuning in. Please check out my band, Forrest Of FangHorn. When this episode airs, this is going to be airing in May 18th. This Saturday, May 18th in Millvale, Pennsylvania, which is a stone's throw from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We'll be playing the Millvale Music Festival. Yes, the Millvale Music Festival is a 2-day event. It runs May 17th, which is a Friday evening, into May 18th, Saturday afternoon, into Saturday evening. There's over 300 acts, everything that you can think of, from comedians to singer-songwriters to rock and roll to metal to rap, hip-hop to funk and R&B to jazz. You name it. There's poetry, there's visual arts, there's virtual disco dancing, youth stages. There's over 30 plus stages, and it's a great event. So if you're in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area this week, May 17th and May 18th, come down to the Millvale Music Festival to see some fantastic music. And Forrest Of FangHorn, we are playing Saturday, May 18th at 2 p.m. on the Purple Onion stage. So there's an app. You can download the Millvale Music Festival app on your phone, and a real easy way to keep track of that stuff too. So Millvale Music Festival, check us out. It's Forrest Of FangHorn, our debut, our first live show too as well. So that's about it. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Thank you for subscribing. My name is Dale Mangold. Friends of the Forest is the show, and we'll see you next week. Peace and love, everybody.